Good morning, friends. Today we'll be talking about the roller coaster ride of the Indian rupee, and me and my colleagues will be briefing you on the various factors that led to the descent of the Indian rupee.
Good morning, I'm Saurabh Sharma and I will talk about the factors which led to descent of Indian rupee and its Indian economy and its effects on Aam Aadmi life. I would like to talk about the factor quantitative easing. Quantitative easing basically increases the money supply. Now, the next factor which I will move on is the crude oil. The in the other countries of the world and Indians import crude oil from the many other countries like Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, etc. So these countries only accept payments in US dollars, not in Indian rupees. So we have to rely on US dollars. And the factors on which we get rely on US dollars are: first is exports, goods and services, and the second is FDI. The next factor I will move on is the important factor is gold in Indian market. As we all know that in Indian culture, gold is the most important factor. We people mostly buy golds to their future livelihood. So we have to buy gold, and let us take an example like Akshaya Tritiya. On the day of Akshaya Tritiya in India, it comprises of 45% of imports of the gold. So now it was the most important factor which is worth the CAD and forex reserves. CAD is what actually current account deficit. Now I will hand over to my colleague Abhishek Shukla, which will brief about the current account deficit. And
current account deficit refers to the situation when the import of goods is more than the export of goods. As the income level increases, the demand of imported goods also increases, which results in the demand of foreign currencies. As a result, this lowers our purchasing power of foreign currency. Now I will point out to the government inability to address the falling rupee, as government has not taken steps to find out the destinations to export our Indian goods to the foreign market. Now, as the Indian food security bill has been passed, now it has put another pressure on the government, as the cost of implementation of that food security bill is 1.3 lakh crore. Now, as you all know, that government has taken some steps for just like FDI, to invest in the Indian markets, but the insufficient flow of FDI has also affected the Indian rupee. More investors are pulling out their big investment from India and are investing abroad. I will give you an example like POSCO and Arsan Mittal. They both have pulled out their 50,000 crore and 30,000 crore project from India and have invested in the foreign market. This has put other investors in dilemma whether to invest in this market, to invest in Indian market or not. Now at last I will tell you that the recovery in US market has also affected our Indian currency. The US Federal Reserve, that is the reserve, we can call it the Reserve Bank of America, have put in the steps which resulted in the rise of US dollar, and this has viewed the foreign investors to invest in there rather than investment in our country. So we can say that 1 rupee in 1947 and is not the same as 1 rupee in today, both in increasing power, both in purchasing power as well as in appearance. So my colleague Atul will now tell you what RBI has done to strengthen the Indian currency.
Now that we have seen the factors that affected the descent of the Indian rupee, I will talk about the measures taken by the Reserve Bank of India to counter-attack this fall. Recently, Mr. Raghuram Rajan was appointed as the 23rd Governor of the Reserve Bank of India. He wasted no time and went into the damage control mode to save the Indian rupee. He ensured that the foreign investors invest more in India. He allowed the Indian banks to exchange the foreign currencies, and he also led to the abolishment of the 0% EMI schemes which were provided by the banks to the various retail products available in the market. With the help of these measures, along with a whole lot of other measures, the rupee finally came down to a mere 61.9 rupees per dollar, which is a great jump for the rupee. And now we'll see what the increase of rupee will help the Aam Aadmi or the common man. The foremost thing which will be affected will be the petrol and the diesel prices. As the rupee becomes stronger, the prices of petrol and diesel will decrease, and the products which are termed as FMGC or the fast moving consumer goods products will become cheaper, and the most affected would be the studies in the foreign states. All the students who are aspiring to be studying in the states would be benefited with this, and they can fulfill their dreams with this. So all in all, we spoke about how the Indian economy changed in the recent past and what measures were taken to get back the rupee in control. So we hope you understood the scenario of the Indian economy, and this was our best effort to help you understand the current situation. Thank you.